And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we begin a Friday morning. Can you believe Friday's already gotten here?
Here it is, ready or not. Here we go. And Greg decided to go to the mountain.
No, that's called his wife made him go to the mountain.
Oh, well, yeah.
What do we call that? Come on, Greg.
That's not a fishing rod. That's wrapping that finger.
Yes, dear.
Okay.
He had to go. His toys have been taken away from him for the weekend.
You're going to take me.
He's going sightseeing and shopping. Boy, I wish we could be there with him as he does that.
Yeah.
Hold my bag while I go in here. You know it's going to happen.
You know it's colder up there, too.
I think they've got a bunch of street cameras that we could probably find him on in Gatlinburg.
You know what? We need to look for him. And then send a picture of him while he's up there.
Oh, bless his heart. It happens to most folks at some point in their life to where you're drug off on a vacation. We wish him luck there. It's going to be expensive, and, well, we can't help you.
Well, he didn't even have to worry about this because Rhiann bought the vacation, his daughter, for Christmas.
Well, wasn't that nice of her?
Yeah, I was thinking if she wants to be adopted.
Yeah, you'd take her for that.
You know, at least get a trip out of the deal.
Yeah, do that.
It'd be worth it.
Nothing like a trip. A big thank you and welcome to the Toyota Meridian Studio. Scotty Ray and Odie as we begin this Friday morning, and there is so much to talk about as we get this day rolling. Of course, as we roll into Groundhog Day, can you believe what happened?
Well, he didn't see it. So what does that mean?
Is that just a bone for, I mean, usually he sees the shadow.
Yeah, and that means 6 weeks of extra, and he didn't see it, so that means we're not going to have a long winter.
That's what is 6 weeks less of it.
I still want to see the, no, Sheriff, he did not see his shadow.
Did
Odie see his shadow? Yeah, I seen mine. I still think we ought to get a Mississippi muskrat.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to have.
Well, we ain't got anything in Mississippi that does all of that.
No.
We need some
yet.
traditions. We need some folks to come visit us.
We do have a new tradition. If you get your birthdays on or your anniversaries on, our new tradition is a coffee cup. The Scotty Ray Report brought to you by Hyundai of Meridian. And to get one of these, all you've got to do is post on here your birthday or your anniversary.
Yep.
And we're going to give you a shout out. And then we're going to also write your name down. And we're going to do a random number generator and come up with a number and come up with a winner. And all you've got to do is simply go by Meridian, Hyundai of Meridian, and pick up your cup. Starting next week. So
there you go. We'll
go ahead and get them in.
Yeah, we'll draw for one of these at the end of the show. Make sure that your name is in for the drawing. Hey, I just had a funny share with me, and I thought I would pass this along. I just couldn't help
funnies.
It is Groundhog Day. It says today is today is Groundhog Day. If Jimmy sees his shadow, is it 18 more months of bad decisions? Whoops. I couldn't help but share that one. That one was too funny. That's pretty good, wasn't it?
That's pretty good.
I don't care who you are. Woo, boy. As we begin this, Anna Brown, how in the world are you doing there?
Well, she's doing pretty good. Well, it depends on what her gift's going to be because she's got an anniversary today.
Ooh, bless it.
Yeah.
Somebody, but you know, at some point, truly, I don't know how long she's been married, there comes a point to where there's just really not a present for the occasion. It really does. Either that or I'm really messing up in life here.
Well, I mean, she didn't say her husband. She just said mine and my husband's having an anniversary. She didn't give us his name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's her anniversary.
Yeah.
We see that, and I suppose Joe doesn't quite get this, as Joe is demanding, when I say Joe, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the headline reads, Joe demands at supermarkets cut prices on food. But see, there's this little thing called the economy, and when fuel goes up, it makes food prices go up. They hadn't had one-on-one discussion with Joe about what he does, how it affects the grocery store.
Well, does he not know that the government doesn't own the daggone grocery store?
He missed that one too there.
When do y'all have the opportunity to go to school and learn that the government does not run private industry?
Right, but their decisions really affect the private industry, and that's why it's so important to cast your vote there.
To get that $1.87 a gallon gas.
I don't care who you are, rich, poor, gasoline is what really affects the economy, because it's more money out of your pocket of what's left over to provide for your family. And with that same gasoline cost, it affects the groceries and shipping prices. So it really all goes back to this, and the lower we can keep them, the more money the average American has in his pocket, or her, at the end of the week when their paycheck is over.
So you're saying that it would probably make sense to make our own oil here, since we have everything we need, and stop buying it from countries who hate us and want to go to war with us.
That's a good thought there. You know, if I'm not mistaken, Odie, tell me if I'm not right, we have one of the biggest oil deposits in the world right here in America.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
And we drill it every day.
Yep, we could. Yeah, so there you go. That's our two thoughts on that as Joe figures out where he is.
Joe don't even have a clue what he is.
Oh, let's see here. We're expecting some serious weather over the weekend. We wanted to bring you an update on this. And they're referring to this as a pineapple express. It's going to dump a lot of water as it comes across California this way. They even said that, as I read into the discussion of this, it's going to dump more water than the Mississippi River's got. Now, that's, of course, across the entire United States, not in one place. But that's a lot of water coming.
That's an awful lot.
We're expecting flash flooding in Mississippi beginning late tomorrow night and through Sunday. And again, we could see 1 to 3 inches. So what do you do when you come up on water, Odie? You teach this class.
Turn around and don't drown. We do not cross those roads.
Did you come up with that rhyme yourself?
No, I don't know where it came from, but that was a pretty neat little deal. Turn around, don't drown.
There you go.
You don't know how. Look, we've got places that'll wash out real quick and in a hurry. And if you drive that vehicle and don't think about it, and you cross that water thinking, oh, it's just a half-inch deep, you find that hole that's been washed out, and you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, you know, I look at this next story. Do you remember the gentleman that was put to death in Alabama last week?
Yeah, nitrogen.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when people pass away, a lot of people donate their organs. Well, the state harvested his organs, and then the family goes, you can sign that and give them back. So they were not passed on to someone who could have used them. Now, you know, there's a lot of ways to think about that. Somebody's life could have been saved, but also at the same time, they didn't get permission. That's a toughie there for them to say, give it back. You almost go, well, it's already happened. Let somebody have it and spank them for what they done wrong later. I don't even know how to answer that one. That would be one of those questions I can't give the answer to.
That is
because it had already happened. Was it right if you didn't sign the paper? It absolutely was not. They shouldn't have done it. But it was already.
You know, my problem is people stand up and says, he may have suffered just a little bit, and that's just not right. I tell you what's not right, and that's the reason that he ended up where he was at anyway, where he stabbed a lady 100 and something times, and y'all are mad because he got short of breath.
That's not
Cry
even
me a river.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the thinking.
He went a lot better than what he should have. I think he should have been stabbed 108 times.
Well, you know how that is. 7:09, Scotty Ray and Odie Good morning to you as we begin this day. We got a lot going on. We're going to tell you about what happened in downtown Meridian in just a few moments yesterday. It was a big one, so y'all join us. We'll be right back with all the information.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. We had a fire just a little bit ago.
Yeah, everything was fine. Everything was safe. It turned out great. But we did have, and everybody ought to be happy because your Amazon package is still on the way.
That's right. It's safe.
This was an Amazon truck. Brakes caught on fire. The driver was able to get out, extinguish that fire before it impeded the trailer and burnt up your Amazon merchandise.
Somebody asked me what that was on my shirt over here. I don't know what that is.
No, them's checkers.
No.
Oh,
there's a white
now.
spot. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it is.
I don't know.
Taste it.
She says, is that toothpaste? I don't think so. I didn't have that on when I brushed my teeth this morning. Matter of
I
fact,
don't know what that was.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
We did have a new instead of a Mississippi muskrat. We've got our own deal. It's been right in front of us. We never really thought about it.
What's that?
We've got a donkey.
Does the donkey see his shadow?
Yeah. So Barry, get Harold, and let's see if he sees his shadow, and that's going to be our weather donkey.
Weather donkey. That's what we need. Now, let's get into what happened yesterday in Meridian, Mississippi. The unthinkable happened, a shooting at the police station. Now, this is just a picture here of the street. I won't play the live video where we were there and we talked about what was going on. Let's show a few pictures here, Odie, as we look at this. This is the door to where the person and police officer was transported out of the office right here. This is the front of it. They've got the tape marked across there where you can't cross the line. This is in front of, here's the Children's Museum, Shaloop. Right here on this side street is where all this took place. Again, a police officer was shot. Also, a person inside the studio, inside the police station was shot. I saw studio and it threw me off. A person was shot. Now, some things we know, some things we don't. We know at this point that both are stable, which is very good news.
Yes.
Regardless. Now, what happened inside is a little questionable because MBI has taken over and we're not really going to get a statement out of that. As we follow this story, there's 2 to 3 different theories of what was going on. The person was being moved from the courtroom to the booking room, from what I understand. At some point, a struggle over the police officer's weapon happened. Were protocols followed? We don't know enough details to tell you to make a decision of that. I've heard back and forth they were in the booking room, and if you're in the booking room, you should not have a gun in that room. We don't know that.
Shouldn't be able to get to a gun once you're inside the police department, period.
Yeah, and the police officer was overpowered and the gun taken. And this is the good part, or at least I think it is, to where another officer saw what was going on, heard the commotion, comes in. The subject has the gun. He took the person out, or put them down, I guess is the word for it, so they couldn't cause any more harm to anyone else. and then the situation was stabilized at that point. 2 other people were taken to the hospital because I think they got fell on and during the tussle, and they had some back pains and things or something like that. They were taken just to be checked out. You have to be checked out in situations like that. But only 2 people were wounded from this. Again, it will be quite some time before we officially get details because it's an investigation and an outside agency is investigating it.
Yeah, they're going to look at that good.
And it will be. We'll hopefully get more on this before long. I don't expect it next week. It usually takes a whole lot longer than a week or so.
Yeah. Well, now, Debbie's husband wants to know if, did they have drone footage?
They missed that one. The drone was not in the building at the time. I saw somebody else ask about that also. Now, as we did have a press conference, I have to say a thank you for them having a press conference because in the past there's been a lot of times that we did not get a press conference. Now, was there a lot told at it? No, there was not. We take what we can get. Now, also at the same time, no questions were allowed during that. They gave a press conference, made a less than a minute statement, and then it ended. You weren't allowed to ask any questions. That was text to me before we got there. You cannot ask a question. If you notice, there was something missing. And that would be the mayor of Mississippi. Of Meridian, Mississippi, was not present. In my opinion only, I think when a police officer is shot, the mayor should be at press conferences. He should be at the hospital checking on this. And this was sent in, as we see, where was it? At home.
Oof.
Now, I just think it should have been handled a little bit differently. I don't understand why, but I would think the leaders, I would even like for the city council to be there when it comes to press conferences involving police officers that are hurt in the line of duty like this, because they are our city. They protect us, and we need to be there to show strength for the police department when someone is injured. That's my 2 cents. Y'all may not agree with that.
The only, and I think this is one of the issues, money aside, our city council, some of them have another job. And it may be hard for them to get by. And let me tell you why.
And that could be.
I'm one of those that, yes, I believe someone in higher power deserves a decent paycheck, because you do have to deal with a lot. Do you know how much our city council
I do
pays?
$20,000 a year, roughly. It's not
Am
a lot.
I the only one that sees a problem with that?
It's not a lot of money.
That's
one of those things to where you really gotta like what you're doing. Is that the word for it?
You're not gonna pull the ones who we really need, paying $20,000 a year. You want a good city council, you're gonna have to pay. Now, you don't have to pay $100,000 a year, but come on, $50,000 a year.
Well, let me ask this, Odie, and you may not know this. What do other larger cities do? What are they paid or a good salary, or is it?
I'm sure they do. I think our supervisors make right at 50.
But let me be the advocate of this, the other flip side of this. If you'll remember watching, and I always like to refer to this because Charles Ingalls was kind of like the man when he got sent off to be the representative of the grain. Originally, all this was decided to where you didn't make money off of the government, that you were just a representative of the people, and you used your time to work for the people so that you would do the job quicker and be more fair about it, to where you couldn't make a living off of it. Am I?
I see that.
But I may not. That is not a lot of money. I agree. And if that's your only form of money, you're not going to make it off of that.
There's no way. And I'm not saying this is happening at all for any reason. Do not take it that way. If you go to work for a bank, you got to have good credit. Because if you have bad credit and you owe a lot of people money and you're working at a bank,
it doesn't work out good.
Chances are that's going to look enticing. If you work for a company and you make $100,000 a year, chances are your priorities are going to be with that company, and you're going to watch out for that company. This is my opinion. I am not saying that this is what's happening whatsoever. But if you are in a position of authority and you make a measly $20,000 a year, you're opening itself up for corruption. It's just my thought. That's why I think police officers ought to make $60,000 a year, because you keep an honest man honest. I'm not saying that there's corruption there. Not at all. I'm just saying, in my thought, that putting people in a position where you're not even hardly making enough money to support one person, you're opening the door up for corruption.
Now, I do see your point, and that's a big discussion. The next would be, can the budget afford it? Do you need to trim something else to make that happen?
Here's a thought. Quit giving money out to people who sit at home in the form of a mailbox check, and you can afford it.
But that comes from the federal government side and not the city.
Well,
you see
to
where I'm
an
coming on?
extent, but now we give away free homes.
Now, there's a lot goes on, and I'm glad. I don't think I could be the person to handle all that. I would. My thinking would be down the middle. Yep, and people would be upset, and it'd be okay. But
I wouldn't go but for one term, because I'd make all of them mad. They wouldn't reelect me. No, ain't nobody got nothing for free.
They get rid of voting. But that's what happened yesterday. We are so thankful that the police officer is going to be okay. It was a gunshot. Yeah, gunshot wound to the leg. The other person is wounded, and we think it's going to recover fine. More of this will come out in a few days. But there's a lot of back and forths on this, of issues that happen in our cities. Will this be the first or the last time something like this happens? It certainly won't. We definitely need more training, and thank heavens. And that was a young guy yesterday that came to the aid of the other police officer who has just started. That came to the aid. I want to say he wasn't, but maybe 18 or 19 on the force as he gets ready. Young guy. Don't hold me to the age, but
brand new.
He's brand new and done the right thing. Again, MBI, all this will be worked out. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie, good morning to you.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store.
Is it time for a new couch? Visit Southern Accents Boutique in downtown Meridian. Maybe it's a couch you're looking for, a couple of chairs, or maybe just a piece of furniture. A large selection of E. Newton has just arrived if you're looking for a bracelet. They come in all shapes and sizes. Or maybe it's just a happy you're looking for, like the Nest candles. A Kendra Scott necklace is on everybody's list this year. And if you need a little help picking out something for Valentine's Day, let the professionals help you at Southern Accents Boutique, downtown Marion on Dale Drive. J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
And welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. We had someone make a comment about their son was killed in an accident, and it was kind of an unknown there about donating organs. And I don't know all the state laws and how that works.
Yeah, I don't either.
Now, it is a excellent thing. It's so many, we had a group in not long ago talking about the lives that were saved with donated organs after someone passes away, someone that's laying there that's not going to make it. And at the last second, something comes in to save their life.
If you go and you've given your life to Jesus Christ and you go to our forever home, you don't need these little peepers and you don't need this body, because our spirit's going up there and you're going to live that way in a fresh body. Your spirit's going to be up there. And if you decide that you're not going to go that route and you're going to end up in hell, you're not going to see anything but a flame anyway, and this is all going to be burned up. So what are you going to do? You don't need them.
You know, once you
Give them
pass,
to somebody else that could use it. But that, however you feel.
and I think it's as simple as filling out on the back of your driver's license, if I am not mistaken.
It is.
Filling that, it makes it a legal document.
That's right.
So if you'd like to do that, flip yours open, fill that out. Now I know they get kind of worn. You could,
I think you just tell them when you do it.
yeah, you can do it that way also. But a lot of people make that decision after they've gotten them. Go, oh, okay, well I'll do that.
All right, so somebody brought this up. When I talk about mailbox money, there's checks coming out for people who are on Social Security, who are on some SSI, and who is getting a check because of money that they actually worked into the system for. I'm not talking about those who worked and paid taxes and ended up with an injury and unable to work, and we as a country helping them out. I should have explained this a little bit more, but that's not the mailbox money I'm talking about. The
You're
mailbox
you're
money
just saying people that have never worked or getting a check that have never done anything, basically.
hadn't done a single thing, free ride, free everything. Have a kid, we'll pay for them. Have a kid, we'll pay for them. Here's your health care, here's your food, here's everything because you've never given back to our country.
So that's what Odie meant by that.
Mailbox money is the free money, not that you've earned in some way, shape, form, or fashion and used. So I just want to make sure that y'all know that.
Well, we had a shocker yesterday come out nationwide. These guys have been doing this for 30 years, as we see that Rick and Bubba are calling it quits after this year, Odie.
Yeah, that was something that was crazy.
They will be taking off, and of course, both of these guys are huge Christians. They go to churches on weekends and speak. We support them, and I think they'll be doing those sort of things here in the future. So it's not over for them. They just won't be on the radio show much longer. So just so you'll know that. We had this is one of those situations. Last night, the Meridian Police Department was called out on North Hill Street of a driver slumped over a steering wheel. The cops got there as they went to get it out. There become a tussle with the police, and a taser was used. The police officer had minor injuries, as we saw that Metro was called to the scene, but one person did get tased last night in the city there on North Hill Street. That went on there. And also at the same time all this was going on, we had a wreck on Highway 39. Ooh. Right over by Walmart at 33rd Street. Boy, this is an all too familiar place here of accidents.
It really is.
Now, do I know the answer? Is it one way or the other that is not pausing? Is it the side streets? I wasn't there, but I got like 4 or 5 calls in a row of, hey, it just happened. I'm sitting here looking at it. But it's over and over and over there at that intersection.
See, we spent all that money, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. We spent all that money making these J-turns on Highway 39 that's just south of where that's at. In front of Mississippi Power, EMEPA all the way down to Dairy Queen, all that. Spent all that money to make these J-turns to make it safer, which that's not where we've had wrecks at. The majority of our wrecks on Highway 39 come from the intersection there at Dairy Queen, Old Meridian Road, and Highway 39.
And we hadn't had a single accident there since...
Hadn't had one in a while.
Since that was put in there.
Most of our wrecks are right there at 33rd, Walmart, and then a traffic signal.
And up at North Hill Street.
And at North Hill, yeah.
It's that going across. And again, I don't know I guess there's statistics to figure out which way doesn't stop.
Yeah, but those are traffic lights.
That's right. You got to pay
everything controlled by a light, and so hey, who knows?
There you go. But we had another one there last night, over and over. That's one of the things there. Hey, wanted to mention this. If you're into this type of thing, they're going to be having a little meeting. I thought we'd share this, as the Amateur Radio Group are going to be meeting February 10th at Queen City Truck Stop from 9 a.m. until. If you'd like to come out and have breakfast and learn about that, and there's the time to ham radio, things of that nature.
You can join the ham radio club, be a part of Lima Communications, which utilizes ham radio, and Charlie, you can call him at our office, and he can tell you when the next class is. They'll teach that down at our office, and get your license and have fun with it.
Hey, I met a very nice lady yesterday. I wanted to say a good morning to her. I went to Sam's to pick up something yesterday, and there she was. I wanted to say good morning to Miss Ella Evans. She was there. Me and her had a picture made together, and I wanted to thank her for letting me take a picture with her. That was so sweet of her.
That was. She found you, huh?
Meet a lot of nice folks while we're out and about.
Golly.
We just can't say thank you enough for coming up and speaking to us. It means the world to us.
You know, we were at the funeral home the other day, and the guy says, we share a name. And I said, so your name's Scotty too? And he said, no. I'm thinking, well, who you sharing a name with? And he says, my name's Odie too. Huh? There's not many Odies out there.
There's like three that we know of.
Yeah. So, good morning, Odie. That sounds weird.
It does. Good morning, Odie. Hey, I got a call after the press conference last night and said, look, I can't even watch it. You messed it up. And I said, well, why? They said, well, I couldn't get past that cowboy hat that was crooked, so it just really threw the whole interview off, and I couldn't focus. I ran in a split second. I didn't have my cowboy hat straight. Whoops. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie. Already 7:30. We're going to go back in time. Do some we got a lot coming up. Y'all don't rush off. We'll be right back just for you.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back to Scotty Ray and Odie as we begin this day. Show the coffee mug that we're going to give away.
We got two other birthdays come in. Stacy Miles Bradley is having a birthday, and Angie Mae Morris is having a birthday. And they're in a running for the Hyundai of Meridian Scotty Ray Report coffee mug.
Look there.
So, man, these things are great. We got more stuff coming in the future, but this is a birthday mug or anniversary mug, whichever one. And all you've got to do is, if we get your name randomly generated, you simply go down to Hyundai. How do you say that?
Hyundai. Yep, I believe so.
Of Meridian, and get your mug. My wife drives a Hyundai.
Yes, she sure does. Nice coffee mug. So we'll be giving one away. Get yours name into us here in a little bit. We'll do a drawing for that right around the corner there. All right, as we begin this day, we found out today that the groundhog did not see his shadow, so spring is on the way. But when did all of this begin, Odie, as we go back 1887? Now, he's getting a little old.
Now, who come up and said, hey, look at that little fella. See what he thinks he saw his shadow. 1887.
There you go.
Weren't keeping many records back then.
No, they weren't. But that's a long tradition there.
Yes, it is.
It's hard to believe for me to say this, that this really no longer exists anymore, because it was the most powerful thing in America at one time. Everybody's life revolved around a magazine, a catalog, and it was called the Sears and Roebuck Catalog. As we go back to 1925, it opened its first store, and it won't quite make it 100 years.
Amazon in a book.
Yep, it sure was.
You could buy house, you could buy anything you wanted from Sears and Roebuck.
And I've seen those stories where whole towns were built around with the Sears and Roebuck houses. They were shipped there and you put them together. There is just absolutely nothing you couldn't buy at one point in time from there.
And that sucker was
that thick. So an end of an era has happened there. So we go back to, well, my uncle used to love me, but she died. Do y'all remember that song? Trailers for sale or rent. Roger Miller was born on this day. Two of his big famous songs there. 1936 is when Roger Miller was born, and he would go on to entertain and bring smiles to people all over the world.
Yeah. Wow.
Liked him. Well, two old boys, y'all remember a song called Redneck Girl? She's got her name on the back of her belt. Do you love as good as you look? I'd lie to you for your love. Oh, the list goes on and on. Let your love flow. The Bellamy brothers, if you remember, Howard Bellamy was born on this day. There he is right there. They're brothers. He's having a big birthday today.
How old is he?
46. You do the arithmetic there.
That threw me for a loop.
This is more famous than the Mona Lisa. There's just no other way. It's one of the, you can almost call it a painting. Because I think more people got a copy of this than Mona Lisa's. Well, and she's might bit prettier.
I mean, she has a smile.
That's
and
right.
She's made everybody else smile.
1947, Farrah Fawcett was born, and yes, we would be blessed with this poster a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking back there to see if we had it hanging up, but we don't.
We're missing out on that. 1954, this young lady would be born. She was a great model, and I think her daughters now are models. And I think this is her daughters here as we look at this. As we go back to Christy Brinkley, she was born on this date. Yeah, we'll leave that alone.
Well, good morning.
Need another shot of coffee? Yeah. Howard said 78.
78, that's it.
As we'll go back to 1957 for another famous birthday, and as you'll remember this, of that opening line of that song, well, hello, yeah, this is me. As we go back for Ricky Van Shelton, born on this date in 57, one of the best there was in country music, kind of changed it and done it his way. Now, the last performance would happen today because, well, the music would die soon from now. Yeah. 1959, Buddy Holly made his last performance. He was famous. Lubbock, Texas is where he come from. 1974, this would all revolve. How many times have you been in a bank and met a bank teller?
Yeah.
Some are pretty, and then, well, sometimes your husbands start going to the bank and hanging out, flirting with them.
Oh.
What if her name was Jolene? Well, that's how
Jolene.
Number one songs get written about a bank teller named Jolene. Don't take him just because you can. Woo!
That poor old...
I don't know how many times that song has been re-recorded, but Dolly, of course, had one of the best was.
Yeah.
1974, just an all-around cowboy we would lose. The name Tex Ritter passed away on this date back in 74. He was a big star for those, and of course John would be his son from Three's Company as the years would come about.
Oof.
This was not my kind of music, not at all. But
no,
she's not my favorite person.
Mine either.
But as we go back to remember, The Way We Were in 1974 was number one. I'm going to print that off and make you a T-shirt there. See if you'll wear that one.
No, it won't happen. I'll give her kudos for her career.
She's had a big one.
Kind of like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Same thing. Somebody said the other day, says, I don't know who this Taylor Swift is in football, but he sounds pretty fast.
1985, we go back from Merle Haggard. He had a number one on this date. It was called A Place to Fall Apart. It did have Janie Freaky playing backup on that. A lot of you remember that. Good stuff there. We brought this guy to Meridian. He opened up for Craig Morgan. We would hold this downtown Meridian right there at the train stations where we blocked the street off. It was November, and I can't remember the date, but I remember we were having 80-degree weather, and then all of a sudden it went to 3 degrees. And we had to go hunt down. Rob Seal helped me hunt down some heaters to put on stage so the guitar picker's hands wouldn't freeze.
Wow.
Blaine Larson came to Meridian. It's his birthday today. Had a big song called My High School. That was many years ago. Woo! Well, today, this old boy, he looks rough, but he finally settled up with a company called the IRS. Had to give him $9 million, which was pennies on the subject of what he owed.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with what he did. It was his accountant.
Yeah, that's what's bad. And boy, that happens to so many people.
Yeah.
Yep. We would lose somebody else. And now, again, I'm not a musical lover, but I do know this was a very famous movie that happened, Singing in the Rain, and that's all I can tell you about it.
And he was a dancing and everything.
He sure was. There he is hanging on a light pole. And he could move around. And, of course, we're talking about Gene Kelly. He would pass away on this date from a stroke. He was 83 years old, believe that or not.
Wow.
He was big there. Of course, we had someone else that was a big name that you never would. I really didn't see this coming, that they would actually press charges. R. Kelly was arrested. They sure did. Ooh. He's going to be in prison for quite some time.
He may not get out.
That's true, Odie.
I mean, come on.
That was a real bad one there. A lot of women were hurt in the course of this. But that's what happened in history on this date, believe it or not. Maybe it brought back a smile. Maybe you remember a thing or two. Woo, woo, woo.
That's it.
All right, as we move toward the top of the hour, already 20 till.
Golly, it is going quick.
It is. We'll be right back. More to talk about of things that are going on in and around here in the nation. We'll be right back. Is it time for a new couch? Visit Southern Accents Boutique in downtown Meridian. Maybe it's a couch you're looking for, a couple of chairs, or maybe just a piece of furniture. A large selection of E. Newton has just arrived if you're looking for a bracelet. They come in all shapes and sizes. Or maybe it's just a happy you're looking for, like the Nest candles. A Kendra Scott necklace is on everybody's list this year. And if you need a little help picking out something for Valentine's Day, let the professionals help you at Southern Accents Boutique, downtown Marion on Dale Drive. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing. And as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
Call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
And welcome back. I had someone bring up that Rob Seal was her son-in-law.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, I've met a lot of people in my life, and Rob Seal was a close friend of mine. He is truly missed. Just an all-around cowboy and good man. Can't say enough good about him. If you ever met him at the Lauderdale County Agri Center where he spent so much time, that's who I'm talking about, as we remember those who've gone on. Well, as we begin today, let's see here what other things are going on. I wanted to mention this. This is going to be happening Saturday down at Toyota Meridian. Ooh, look at here, Odie, as we pull this up, a lot of great food is going to be there. Mando's Authentic Mexican Food will be there on site to serve you. Anybody that purchases a vehicle Saturday gets a free meal thrown in.
Oh, now that's not too bad.
No, come on now. I'm going to swing by and take a look at everything. We'll be there Saturday. Drop on in, February the 3rd. Can you believe that's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow. Straight from the Toyota of Meridian studio to the Toyota of Meridian lot. And get your Mexican grub on. I love them. I could eat Mexican every day.
Matter of fact, we did yesterday.
Sure did.
Enjoyed it. It was great.
Oh, man.
As always. Wait a minute. What is this doing on a ladder?
Chief is working.
Yes, he is.
I mean, putting up smoke alarms. This is a deal with the Red Cross that we've partnered with them along with the Meridian Fire Department, City of Meridian, and the Lauderdale County NAACP chapter for putting smoke alarms out into the home. Sound the alarm. Yeah. And they're in different areas at different times. But if you are needing a smoke alarm in your home, call 1-800-RED Cross and get on them and sign them up, and they'll let you know when they're going to be in that area. You don't come by and pick up 2 or 3 of them and take them and install them yourself. They are installed for you. And that's easier, too. You ain't got to get on a ladder. There's a lot of great benefits to that. Yeah, and Meridian Fire Chief Michael Ted Evans was the one sitting there standing there on the ladder installing that smoke alarm. And that was not just a photo op. He is out there doing on a ladder putting them in residence. So,
Another person that I bump into a lot when I'm out and about, I'll go here, there, and yonder. There's a fire, there's a scene, there's a wreck. Who do I see? Stanley Lucky. This was earlier this week. I will say this. Bailey put out a bulldozer fire. And if you've ever bought a bulldozer, they're expensive.
Yes.
They made it to the scene, and let's go to this next picture here. The bulldozer is right off in that hole there. It caught on fire. There's Stanley and the gang walking back from putting that out. And I just wanted to say thank you to them because they go above and beyond to get there on time to get these fires put out when they happen. So,
talking about dropping what you do to
it's kind of
go
like
help someone else. Man.
kind of like back in the day when the country was getting started. They were called Minutemen.
Yep.
If the sound was alarmed, the Minutemen dropped their pitchforks and grabbed their guns and went to defend our country.
That's right.
That's kind of how it was. Let's see, the Water and Conservation has got something going on we wanted to pass along here.
Yes.
This is going on through February the 6th at the USDA Service Center. That's at 1030 Highway 19 South there.
That is the parking lot just south of the Ag Center driveway. So you go by the Ag Center, don't turn into the Ag Center, go to the next one, turn in there, and that's where that's going to be.
There you go. So there we are. I hope you can make that. Also, if you're always wondering what goes on in the house, we got a story. You can go to ScottyRayReport.com. Michael, here we go right here. As we go here, you can read all about this as Billy Adam Calvert gives us his rundown of what's happened in this session. Read all about it there. He tells the whole story there, the House bills that are up, and you can learn more about it. We want to make sure that you're informed of what's going on in the state of Mississippi.
And we all need to be paying attention to what's going on. We elected these people. Let's find out what they do.
Yes, sir. Let's see what else is going on. Do you remember the young man that lost his life in Hattiesburg at the chicken plant?
Yeah, I do.
The family has officially filed a lawsuit against the company. Again, this young man wasn't but 16 years old. This is a sad day.
It really is.
So they are investigating this, and we'll learn more about that as that comes along. So our hearts still go out to that family. Mississippi State yesterday had to halt classes. You've been involved in situations like this where somebody goes, I think I smell something.
Yeah, we've cut a line.
Yep.
Happens to big ass.
And so the officials rushed to the scene at Mississippi State. Everything was taken care of and classes convened a little bit later on. But for safety, everything was paused at State there for a minute or two. And you have to do those things. You can't take any chances when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Without a doubt there. We had a wreck in the state of Mississippi, and this is bad because it affects so many people because they do so many great things. A teacher lost their life in Lumberton. Now, that's south of the Meridian area there. A wreck has claimed the life of a teacher on Highway 11 there in Lamar County.
Now all the kids that are impacted by that.
It is.
This time of year, just hate that for the kids, the family, the community to have to go through that.
It is. Tough. As we go to the Capitol, we see that the Capitol Police got in a car chase. Sure did, believe it or not. The Capitol Police do a lot more than folks realize. This would stretch over to Pearl. An arrest was made after they lost control of the car, didn't know how to drive. Police took them into custody. No one was hurt along the path as well. Wow. There was a controversy there of certain towns there around Jackson that didn't want the Capitol Police coming into their jurisdiction.
When you need help, you need help.
That's right.
And we need to help each other.
That is one of those things, and that works great in Lauderdale County. Whatever agency it is, whether it's MHP, the Sheriff's Department, or the city, they all work together at the end to accomplish something. I've seen that many times there.
Exactly. You're all brothers and sisters in the law. Help each other out.
We see that some Alabama men were going to jail. This is a big no-no here.
Yeah. Taking our golf carts and taking them to the coast to sell them.
That happens so many. And as I know that items get stolen here, and probably within 30 to 40 minutes of them being stolen, they're out of state.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way this works. Whether it's your lawnmower, your four-wheeler, these people go. occasionally you get lucky and get this stuff stopped. And that's why I always try to push it out as quickly as we can in case someone sees it on a trailer as it's going out of town, because that's how they transport them.
Interstate, highways, we have everything right here. We're just right there by the line. It doesn't take long for them to get outside of Lauderdale County and into Alabama. So be vigilant with your stuff. And as soon as you know, send a picture to Scotty Ray so he can get that picture posted so people can be on the lookout for it.
Now, I didn't know this. I just got a text that Pearl, Mississippi, and I know it happens in other portions of the United States, and there were some states that quit doing it. But they're saying Pearl, Mississippi now handing out those tickets from video cameras. If you run a red light, you get a ticket in the mail because it takes a picture of your tag.
I tell you, you want more money to pay council and everything else. All you got to do is put them cameras up around Meridian because I've seen more people
roll through.
They run. Nobody stops anymore. You have to stop. Somebody asked me the other day, it's a green light. Why are you stopping? I said, because somebody's probably coming the other way.
Before you take off, always look. Now, is there going to be occasions to where you make a mistake? It absolutely is. Maybe you don't see a stop sign. You didn't know it was there. It's freshly put. Things happen. But
not every single car.
No, that's true.
Yeah, we need to do that here. Cha-ching, send that money in.
But boy, you want to talk about making the public mad? That usually gets people. Tickets usually don't go over well with anybody.
Well, when they get mad, they'll go up to that stop sign and go, stop, now I can go again. Hey, that's good because it made you stop.
Oh, you're right. If you're going out of state up toward Memphis, there's some delays as they're working on bridges. Keep that in mind. If you've got to go I-55 north up there, they're working on some of those Mississippi River bridges, and there's going to be detours. Where did that go? I didn't say it correctly.
I wonder if Greg had to go that way.
No, he went yonder way.
Okay. I could hear him now. See, you wanted to go out of town, and we're stuck in traffic.
But the last time, and it's been years, that I went through Birmingham, they were replacing bridges in downtown Birmingham that connected to 65, and that was a mess. Birmingham is starting to be a little traffic mess there.
And they used to, and last couple of times I went, they've been working during the day, but Alabama was one of those. They opened the road up what they could during the day, and they worked all night long when traffic was down.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, I like traveling at night, so we probably have more people like traveling at night than they do during the day now.
I can't see as good at night. Is why I don't do it. I don't see, the deer come, because more deer move at night.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a ton of people just like you that would rather travel at night. Less people on the roads, and they enjoy that.
There's an invisible stop sign going into Walmart. Now there's a stop sign on an unusual side of the intersection.
Let's see here. Oh, you're talking about it on the hill?
At that T on the backside. Oh. And then at the T coming
Virginia
up
Drive.
the hill. Virginia Drive.
I ain't never understood that one. It just seems opposite of the way it ought to be.
Yeah.
It's a lot of traffic through there, though.
I didn't dig the hole and put the sign.
Yeah, it ain't us. We had nothing to do with it. But it is confusing when you roll up to that. We'll be right back, Scotty Ray and Odie, as we begin this morning. Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like-new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealers are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealers Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Welcome back as we talk about Chet's Paint and Body. As we were talking about at night, boy, the deer usually bring a lot of business to cars as they dance and prance on top of hoods and fenders. That happens, and it could happen to you. When it does, see our friend Chet. You'll find him there in the curve in Center Hill taking care of business. A huge staff to help you in any way that you might need them.
And I tell you, that right there, you take a car that that's been damaged from whatever reason, a deer, a pole, another vehicle, and you take it to Chet, and Chet's going to give it back, and it's going to look better than it did when it come off the showroom floor.
That's right. See them, even any classic can be taken care of. There's the paint booth, how they do that. Look at there. Won't get any stuff in it there. See them today. They'll do it timely and get you going again. Help you in any way they can. Chet's Paint and Body, Center Hill. Give them a call. 737-2961 is today. Happy Grandparents' Day at Lamar.
Yeah.
So I guess you get to go have dinner, lunch.
Get to have lunch with your grandkids.
Well, that's pretty good little program there. All right, we need to do the drawing
Yeah,
here.
I guess we do. So what we've done is I've added up how many people we've got here, and we're going to put it on this here lucky numbers. So we've got it here, and it's going to tell us which one we got. So, dun 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 dun. Ooh, number one.
Who's our winner today?
Anna Brown is the lucky winner of the lucky Hyundai of Meridian mug and the Scotty Ray Report.
There you go. We'll have it waiting there for you at Hyundai. You can drop by starting Monday to pick up your mug. They'll have it waiting for you. And we do hope you enjoy and drink lots of coffee out of it.
That's right. Every morning when you wake up to us, you can have a great coffee.
Now, we'll do it again on Monday. Make sure to join us from Hyundai and all the fine folks there to win a mug there. To make sure to get your name in on that. We do appreciate that so much. Yeah. Can you believe Saturday, the weekend is here?
No.
Boy.
And it came quick.
Now, we've got beautiful weather today as I recap what's going on with the weather. And as we watch, let me see if I can pull this back up, Odie, and show everybody of what the National Weather Service is telling us to expect this weekend. Here's what the National Weather Service has for us for this weekend. Flash flooding. It's going to be Saturday evening until Sunday morning. This is going to be basically there around dark. We can start seeing rain. During the daytime, we should be good. Forecast is always subject to change. But be on the lookout for this. As you'll see there, 1 to 2 inches of rain in less than 3 hours is possible with this.
Whew, and all that rain that's falling up north and what's falling here, that rain will be coming through the creeks and the rivers down our way. But we did see, we rode through Okeechobee Reservoir.
Yeah.
And they have let some of the water out, a good bit of it. So there is room to hold water. So they are definitely controlling flooding at that facility. And it's good to, it's good to work with them during that. We did have a couple of other birthdays that came in, and they were included in our little drawing, but we hadn't said anything yet. But Michelle Ray, happy birthday. I believe yours is tomorrow, and James Cox has got a birthday. So happy birthday to the two of y'all as well.
I don't know. I'm not sure if you ever watched Baywatch. Did you ever watch that show?
No, I didn't.
A cast star that was on there, she's 52 now. Her name is Nicole Eggert. She's 52 years young. She's been diagnosed with cancer. As we go back to remember, this is her from Baywatch there on the left.
Wow.
Who could forget those swimsuits they had? We wish her luck in her battle against cancer. It really doesn't, cancer doesn't care who it is. It comes after folks there.
Yep.
Do you remember there's lots of talks about this. The 3 Kansas City Chief fans that were found outside froze to death?
Wow.
Are you up to date on all that?
No.
And then the guy's house, they were at a party.
Yes, and he didn't know it.
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't know about all this.
Yeah.
And the wives start calling, "Where's my husband?" They were found deceased in the yard in lawn chairs. As they start to, get some of this stuff back, they said that cocaine, according to a family, was found in the blood.
He worked inside in his home, and he didn't go check on, or didn't know they were still there, and he didn't
went
pay
on to
any
bed.
attention, went to bed. Wow.
That's horrible there.
Yes, it is.
Will the U.S. make a strike as we lost our 3 servicemen and women? We certainly hope so. But as we see this, sometimes it's usually best to make the strike and then tell everybody about it. As the United States says, well, in the next few days we're going to do something. I don't understand that.
That's why they were so mad at Trump. Why didn't you tell us? I'm telling you now after it's over with because I wasn't going to tell our enemy.
That's right. And I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Although this next guy I'm going to bring up, he and I don't see eye to eye on our way of thinking, I still have sympathy for him as he loses his mother. Of course, he was a great legend with what he did. His music was great. His thinking is where me and him had differences. But Bruce Springsteen has lost his mother. She was 98 years old. We send condolences to him. He's 74. Can you believe that? Bruce, the boss, 74 years old.
No, it just doesn't seem real.
Born in the USA with that ball cap in his back pocket, you just don't think of him as being a 74-year-old man.
Yeah, and I think his political beliefs were a little bit different back then when he wrote that song. Until some of society got a hold to him and says, you need to change your ways if you're going to continue on. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that. I guess it's called peer pressure, isn't it? Pretty close to that.
Lack of being, I'm not going to go there.
At the end of the day, think for yourself. And sometimes, with all reality, sometimes you stand alone on your beliefs. There's nothing wrong with standing out from the crowd from time to time. If you're right, you're right. Just because everybody else is telling you one thing and your beliefs are different, be a man, be your own person, and stand in for what you believe. Well, no matter what that is. I may not believe what you say, but if you believe it, that's okay. We can agree to disagree.
And that's being a person. Just because you don't see eye to eye doesn't mean you can't be a friend.
That's correct. You can shake hands at the end of the day and go on about your business.
Just don't bring it up at dinner time.
Thanksgiving is the one that's always, that's when you really got to watch those beliefs. It's always best to never bring up that of presidential elections because it's going to be somebody at the table that does not agree with you.
So, who'd you vote for?
And then,
and you're throwing it.
Not in my house, you're not. And that's how arguments begin.
Oh, I'm going to come see you. Can you put your guns away? No. Here's my guns. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. But
there's a funny. Bobby says his brother-in-law was visiting from Chicago and noticed that people weren't stopping for stop signs in Meridian. He made or in Mississippi, and made the thing. It's just a suggestion in the state of Mississippi to stop. You know, you may have a point there.
Yeah, it happens.
That's a funny there. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you joining us. And again, a big thank you to Toyota Meridian for being a part of this and being in the studio. We appreciate y'all. So many of you join us and help us out each day.
That's right. That is something.
I'm going to drop by Toyota tomorrow. Don't forget they're going to have that big doings tomorrow with the food giveaway.
That is going to be a good little time out there. And so Bob says you can't have a yin without a yang. And one thing that you can't have in life is also you can't have right from wrong, and you can't have God without Satan. But we've got the free will to decide which way. And my opinion, and I'd like for you to understand, that the right way is God's way through Jesus Christ that will give you everlasting life. Ask Him to come into your heart, and you will see that it will change your life forever. It will give you a peace that only the Prince of Peace can give you. We'll be back in about 72 hours from now. We'll see you Monday. Have a safe weekend. Have a great weekend. But remember, we love you and we thank you for watching. Have a good day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.